$3.1 million for a tuna, $46,000 for a snow crab weighing less than 4.41 pounds, and $14,000 for a kilo of lobster that only survives a few hours after leaving the deep sea. This is not a restaurant. This is a seafood auction battlefield where each wave of the board evaporates billions and each animal is considered a strategic weapon between culinary tycoons. In the next 30 minutes, you will witness 10 seafood species that no one thought of but once shocked the world because of their auction prices beyond imagination. But then one day, it changed its life and took hundreds of millions of dollars with it. Go discover Top 10 Seafood That Broke Price Records at Auctions. We begin in the bone-chilling Arctic Ocean, where the sea freezes at the slightest gust of wind, where a creature is hunted with patience and life. The Alaskan king crab, about 3.28 feet long with claws as big as an adult's arm and thick, dark brick red armor. But it's not its appearance that makes it legendary. It's how humans must acquire it. They only appear for a few weeks in the middle of winter in the frigid depths of the Bering Sea, where the winds are biting, the waves are as high as walls, and the water can freeze flesh in minutes. To hunt these prized crabs icebreakers, hundreds of pounds of iron cages and a team of weather-hardened fishermen are needed. One small mistake, a broken tow line, a capsized cage, a person slipping and falling, and the whole trip would be for nothing. In that icy ocean, every minute on deck was a gamble with the sea. In 2022, a 13.23-pound king crab sold for a record $49,000 at auction in South Korea, not because of its size, but because of its rarity after Russia stopped exporting it. In the world of fine dining, it's not just an ingredient, it's the gold medal of winter. But if you thought paying nearly $50,000 for a crab was crazy, wait until the next part. a creature smaller than your hand, but with Japanese restaurants fighting over every kilo, is fighting over the one thing you can't buy: time. The waters of Hokkaido, where the cold waters of the Pacific Ocean meet the Sea of Okhotsk, are home to one of the most delicate and finicky seafood on the planet: live Japanese scallops. Cannot be frozen, cannot be kept for more than 24 hours, and can only be eaten alive. That is the unwritten rule of omakase chefs, where every piece of meat is sweet, soft, and creamy, must melt on the tip of the diner's tongue just a few hours after being pulled from the sea. Its price, up to 100 kilos. But the price is not in the numbers, but in the extremely short and precise time series. From diving, washing, packing in oxygenated seawater, transporting by plane, to the sashimi cutting table in Tokyo, the maximum delay is only 18 hours. Still in Japan, there is a sea creature that, if not handled properly, you can die before you can taste its deliciousness. And paradoxically, the more dangerous it is, the higher its price. In Japan, there is a fish that makes the entire culinary industry bow down, not because of its rarity, but because of its deadly nature. Torafugu, tiger puffer fish. Inside that chubby body and big round eyes is a toxin that can kill a person within hours, 1,000 times more powerful than cyanide. Yet, there are still thousands of diners willing to pay up to $5,000 just to taste a paper-thin slice of sashimi from this fish. Because its delicious taste, clear, pure, rich in collagen and rich in umami, is a symbol of trust, adventure, and top-notch craftsmanship. Only licensed chefs who have undergone 2 to 3 years of training and passed a very difficult exam are allowed to prepare the dish. One wrong knife stroke is a death sentence. It is no longer about food, it is a ritual of honor, where diners entrust their lives to the chef and respond with a look of respect. Beneath the icy waters of southern Australia lurks a rare treasure that gourmets call the black diamond of the ocean, wild abalone. It's not easy to find. Each abalone clings to rocks about 49 feet below, where the light is dim and the water temperature makes it difficult for a human to stay for more than a few minutes. Divers must approach quietly and gently remove each one with their bare hands, because even the slightest scratch can have the value of the abalone. And the window of opportunity for action comes only a few weeks a year, when the seas are calm, the currents gentle, and the waves do not crash against them. In the market, wild Australian abalone once set a record of 2,200 USD kilogauss, especially during the Lunar New Year in China, where buyers are looking not only for the taste, but also as a symbol of prosperity and good luck at the beginning of the year. The conditions are extremely strict. It must be fresh, no scratches on the shell, no cracks on the edges, no delays. Interestingly, a famous figure in the sushi world started with this very fish. This person later shocked the world when he spent over $3.1 million on a single tuna at Tsukiji Market. But that story we will tell later. Item number 1. Now, imagine a sea creature as big as a human arm hunted by flashlight, weighing nearly 66.14 pounds. But no one dares to catch it empty-handed. Amidst the harsh sunlight reflecting off the sea surface as the sun rose high and the waves rippled like broken mirrors, a white shadow about 4 feet 11 inches long suddenly appeared from the depths. It was the humboldt squid, a giant squid species famous not only for its speed, but also for its incredible auction prices. One such squid was once bought for $18,000, not only because of its impressive appearance, but because each part of its body has its own value. Its tentacles are used to study the nervous system, its meat is supplied to high-end restaurants, and its body is even used as a biological specimen. Unlike many species that are only caught at night, humboldt squid, during the day, forces fishermen to change their tactics. Fishing boats need to move along the migration route under sunlight, accurately calculating the depth current, and especially the moment when the squid surface to hunt. Each trip to sea is a gamble with nature, where timing and technique determine success or failure. But in Japan there is a smaller creature, but one with much greater significance. It is a symbol, a lucky charm, a mark of the upper class. In Japan, there is a dish that is not only enjoyed, but also used for luck, respect, and blessings. That is the ise-ebi spiny lobster, a seafood that is considered a symbol of longevity and prosperity. With its bow-shaped body, long, wavy antennae, and fiery red skin when boiled, each ise-ebi can fetch up to $3,600 at royal banquets, wedding ceremonies, or traditional birthday celebrations. But what makes this dish special isn't just its price or taste, it's the way it's served. At the most exclusive kaiseki restaurants, ise-ebi is served alive. Every movement of the whiskers is a testament to its peak freshness, and diners will pay thousands of dollars just to witness the chef prepare it, accompanied by traditional Japanese music. And then we have this one. No one wants to look at it, but everyone wants to own it. It looks weird, it's vulgar, but it costs more than a lobster. If you see it for the first time, you will probably blush. With its long, rough spout protruding from its shell like a living metaphor from the ocean, the geoduck is a seafood that is both curious and irresistible. It is this strange shape that has turned it into a symbol of luxurious medicinal power among the Asian elite. Not only a dish, geoduck is also considered a feng shui treasure, symbolizing vitality and male power. They live quietly for decades under the cold sand of the west coast of the United States, from Washington to British Columbia, and require a very special digging technique to bring them to the surface without damaging the most precious part. Once on land, the real journey begins. The biggest and most beautiful geoducks are immediately shipped to private auctions in Hong Kong and Shanghai, where wealthy buyers pay more than $3,000 for a single geoducks or $1,600 per kilogram to be kept for special occasions.
It's a gooey duck world. Call that a cage. Broken? In the middle. Right here? Yeah.
But if all you've seen so far is expensive, what's next is a media political branding war and a $3.1 million click. In Japan, the snow crab hunting season lasts just a few weeks each year. But out of the thousands caught, only one is chosen and given the prestigious title, 5-star, snow crab. It doesn't need to be big or heavy. This crab just needs to be absolutely perfect shiny shell, even legs quick reflexes when lifted out of the water. In particular, this is the first crab of the season, so it is considered a symbol of fortune, luck, and prosperity. In 2019, at the Tottori auction market, a 5-star crab was sold for $46,000 for a crab that weighed just under 4.41 pounds, a price that stunned anyone who heard it. And this is why Kiyoshi Kimura, owner of the sushi chain Sushi Zanmai, was willing to spend $3.1 million for a fish pulled from the cold ocean, not just for the quality, but for a message. It was a 613-pound bluefin tuna caught off the icy coast of Japan, where winter waves battered the nets and boats waiting in the deep. When it arrived at port, it became the center of the first auction of the year. And the man who set the record price was none other than Kimura, a sushi tycoon known throughout the country. However, what made the world speechless was not just the huge number, but the reason behind it. Kimura did not buy the fish for speculation, nor did he consider it a trophy to display. He bought it to share. The entire fish meat was cut into small pieces and served on the same day at Sushi Zanmai restaurants without any price increase, as a sincere thank you to the diners who have accompanied and trusted him over the years. Bluefin tuna, a fish hunted across oceans from Japan to the Atlantic, has long been considered a treasure of the art of sashimi. With the stretch pinkish red beautifully marbled and the fatty taste melts on the tip of the tongue, it is always the golden moment in every top sushi party. From a crab in the Alaskan ice to a $1 million tuna slice in Tokyo, each of the seafood on this list is more than just a dish. It's a symbol of ambition, culture, and power. But behind the auction lights lies the big question: where is the line between culinary passion and trade-offs with nature? Don't dare touch a venomous creature. So what if a giant stingray, weighing more than 661 pounds with a wingspan of nearly 13 feet long enough to cover a small boat? What would you do if it suddenly appeared at your feet? Not all sea ghosts are dangerous. There are giants, so gentle that fishermen can only watch in silence. In 2022, in a stretch of the Mekong River in Cambodia, fishermen unexpectedly pulled in their nets and caught a giant creature, a freshwater stingray, weighing up to 300 kilograms. The odds of encountering such a large individual, less than 1 in 10 million. Not only is it huge, it's also called a living treasure by scientists, a testament to the vitality of a disappearing ecosystem. Soon after, the giant stingray was not sold for food. Instead, it was tagged for research, measured, and released back into the wild. Its value cannot be measured in meat, but in valuable migration data, which helps scientists better understand how to conserve this creature. It has become a symbol of luck, of a rarity so rare that it cannot be valued in money. From a giant creature that no one dares to kill, we come to a dish sought after every new year, where the value is calculated by the hours it survives after being caught from the water. If there is one that impressed you the most, leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next record-breaking creature could be being pulled from the sea right now.